Yeah. Let's go. We just gotta go hard. I go the hardest. I bring the pain. Not what you used to. It's all part of the game. Yeah, I just gotta go hard. I just gotta go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Yeah. Oh yeah, the beast back. Adrenaline pumping through my veins. Can't relax. Original. I am not.
And welcome to the NFL show on the S.O.S podcast network, Sauter on Sports. I am Mark Sauter. He is Joe. We are back 3 days in a row, wrapping up the week for us on a Thursday night, just a couple sweet hours away from Thursday night football. The opening, I guess it's Sunday night football, but Thursday night football, right? It's the NBC crew, Mike and Chris and the gang. The most unnecessarily huge panel I've ever seen. Like, I think it's like 9 people now. It's absolutely massive. But anyway, I digress in a hurry. Thank you for joining us once again, the NFL show on the S.O.S podcast network. We are brought to you by First Round Collectibles. Right now with our promo code SPORTS10, get 10% off whatever card you want in the entire First Round Collectibles store. They have an ongoing sale up to 50% off tons and tons of sports cards. And with our promo code SPORTS10, you get 10% off of sales items as well as regular price items. So 20 becomes 30, 30, 40, 40, 50, 50, 60. You get the idea. Go to firstroundcollectibles.com today. Use promo code SPORTS10 for 10% off your order. And Total Apex Sports, thank you for having us on board on their X page. Football season is here. Basketball season right around the corner. Hockey season right around the corner. Baseball playoffs right around the corner. Pennants races heating up. Everything you need to know is at totalapexsports.com. They have a health website, fantasy, bets, pop culture, whatever you want to learn about. I promise you they have it. Go to totalapexsports.com. Joe, before we dive in, bro, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm actually gonna get to see some real football. All right, college is real football, but I'm saying the pros, the professionals, the guys who get paid the buku millions to do this, hit each other. I don't know. I'm ready to lock in. I want to see people get hit. I want people to jaw at each other. I want there to be some physicality tonight. The games matter now, so I want to see some effort. I want to see some hype. Your team's defending their home tonight. We're putting up the banner. Everyone's going to be hyped. The link is going to be on fire tonight. It's football, man. Let's go.
Yeah, and I mean, if you want to see all of that, as much as we've been crapping on the Cowboys, this is a divisional matchup. And, you know, these two teams always play each other tough. The more that I look at these lines, and there's a lot of divisional matchups throughout week one. Again, like, as much as I don't like the Cowboys and as much as I don't think they'll be good this year, this minus 8.5 for a divisional game, even with the Eagles at home, that's a lot of points. And there's a couple other games that we'll talk about too, where the points just seem really high, and I guess that's just preseason thought. And I don't know. It just seems like there's a lot of unnecessarily high numbers. But hey, man, let's dive right in. Actually, before we do, we will quickly lay out the format for this show and the shows in the future. So if you've been with us for this will be our 6th show, and if you've been with us for the whole time, we appreciate you. If you are new to the show, we appreciate you as well. We've been rocking Mondays the whole time, Tuesday because of the holiday Monday, and then of course Wednesday and today just because it's week 1. So we're talking as much as we possibly can. From here on out, we will be live 6 p.m. on Wednesday nights. We'll be here on Wednesday. We'll talk a little bit about the week that was, and we will spend the rest of the show talking about the week to come, talking about our favorite bets and favorite games and all of that stuff. We will be doing primetime games, sans the Monday night game. Maybe we'll talk Monday nights too at some point. Who knows? And then we're each going to pick one game from the 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock slate. And we'll talk about the Thursday nighter and the Sunday nighter. And tonight we'll talk about the Friday nighter because there's a Friday game today. So that's what the show is going to look like moving forward. So Wednesday night, 6 p.m., we will be here talking the week that was and the week that will be. Hope that you join us. All right, here we go. Let's start with the Sunday nighter. If you are, or the Thursday nighter, if you are listening on Spotify, then I apologize. You can fast forward the next 10 minutes because this game already happened. But that's why we will be doing these shows on Wednesday moving forward, so you can get our favorite picks for the Thursday nighter. Dallas in Philly, -8.5 are the Eagles. The over-under 48.5. I'm getting everything from FanDuel. So this is according to FanDuel, -450 on the money line for the Eagles. +350 are the Cowboys on the road. What do you got for me in this game, man? This is I admittedly have a hard time with the Eagles games when it comes to props just because they have so many weapons, and I'm a freak. So I just think everyone's going to score a touchdown. But what do you see here tonight? Eagles, Cowboys, -8.5 for the home side.
Well, for one, I think it's actually pretty wild that it's actually tied for the longest odds this weekend. It's tied with the Titans, who had the first round pick, or the first pick in the draft last year. So that's slightly disrespectful, I think. I think Cowboys +8.5 has a little juice. Just because, I mean, listen, do I think that the Eagles are a better team? Absolutely. But with all the noise that have happened this offseason, I think there's no team more ready to get into the games that really count than the Cowboys. I mean, they have weapons. They're not devoid of weapons. I love their tight end, Jake Ferguson. Love their two wideouts. You got CeeDee Lamb on one end, you got George Pickens on the other, and you have a quarterback who's been decent in getting the ball out to the star players. So they're not devoid of talent. I think the line's ridiculous. So if I had to lean as far as the over under, as far as the line, give me the 8.5. I'll take the Cowboys +8.5. I think the Eagles win by at least a touchdown. But it's banner night, and Sirianni's gonna have these boys locked in. He's already talking about, listen, last year's over. This is this year. Oh, we're doing banner night. Nah, we're not gonna be out there. So, he's got this team locked in. And they're going to be ready to go. Are we doing props as well? After our
Sure.
Yeah,
whatever you want, man. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so my best Cowboy prop, I'm going to take Jake Ferguson on the over of his I think you get at 34.5 receiving yards. I think with the weapons that Dallas has, I think because you have two deep threats in George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb, the middle of the field should be an opportunity for Jake Ferguson to cook. And Prescott loves his tight ends, especially when he's getting pass rush, and he's gonna get pass rush tonight. So look for him to get the over. And listen, guess what? They talked about the rules over the offseason. Guess what's still in play? The tush push. Give me Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown. It's gonna happen. And I hate this for the Barkley fantasy owners. I'm pretty sure you had him in a first or second round pick. Yeah, he's gonna take a couple. It's just gonna happen. It's the nature of the beast. So be prepared for Hurts to steal one from Barkley tonight.
And I mean, last year there were points where if you were lucky in the game and you made the bet early enough, you could find that bet plus money. Typically it's, minus 125, minus 115. It's minus 160 right now. And I think that's what we're going to see now, right? Like it's going to be hard to get, as close to plus money value as you can. Now, obviously a riskier play, but 2+ touchdowns for Jalen Hurts is not off the table. That's plus 380. I agree. Like, I see where you're coming from with, I do think this total is really high, or not the total, sorry, the spread. It is really high. That's kind of what I was speaking to at the beginning of the show. To me, the passing game is quite literally the only thing that the Cowboys have. Like, I think that this defense is not going to be very good. They don't have a running game. Like, at least it doesn't look like they have a running game. We'll see what happens once the games start. But to me, the passing game is all that they have. And I'm curious to see how that plays itself out as the whole season kind of plays out, but as this game specifically tonight plays out, I still really like the Eagles secondary. I like their defensive line. I know that they lost some pieces. For me personally, Josh Sweat being the bigger one, but they do have Jalen Carter and other players to fill that role. To me, I'm taking the minus 8.5. I can see this being a 10-point game. Now, to me, where the 8.5 will fail is the garbage man. I just feel like, to me, they're up
down
by 12.
14, 3 minutes left.
Exactly.
They're driving.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This has garbage man written all over it. And so that's what concerns me there. My favorite prop for this game, and like I said, I will be straight up, sincere, authentic. I will try my best not to deceive you nor the viewers. When it comes to Eagles games and props, I just don't see straight. However, so I'm not going to throw a bunch of them out. However, the one prop that I actually really do like tonight is A.J. Brown touchdown. I like him to score tonight, plus 155. And the reason being is there's a lot of emphasis, or there has been throughout the years, about the inconsistency of the passing game, about how, like Devontae Smith is the type of guy, if he gets 40 yards, if he gets 90 yards, it makes no difference to him. A.J. Brown, if he doesn't get enough yards, he's going to pull out like his favorite romance novel and just start reading it on the sidelines, right? So to me,
that was a solid book. I read the book that he was reading that sideline, and he got so much. That book is actually pretty legit, but I digress.
I know. I'm exaggerating the point. I've heard that book is actually pretty good. And yeah, it's hilarious. If like I saw pictures of him scrolling through the book, and he has like certain lines like underlined and circled, and that's his like second playbook. But I do think that there is going to be more of a emphasis on the passing game this year, and I think that begins tonight. And I think A.J. Brown gets in the end zone plus 155. As far as the total goes, man, I'm staying away from this total. 48.5 is probably the right number. I would probably lean over that number. But I probably staying away from it. I just and once again, mind you, this is like the worst game to start off for me because I hate the Cowboys and I love the Eagles. So, but I just without clarity on what this running game is, I think that's a pretty objective take that like I just don't know how to predict how many points this team's going to get like tonight. It's I feel
It
like
sounds like you're afraid of your bias costing you money, is what I'm hearing.
I am.
That's what I'm hearing.
I am. Which is why you should just take the alternate line minus 12.5 and call it a day. All right. Kansas City Chiefs, technically at LAC, Los Angeles Chargers. See, I had to put the brackets Brazil there. So I didn't. That's for my own personal notes. So I didn't forget that. You see, Colin Cowherd is just getting lit up.
Yeah.
For not knowing that.
Listen, up until yesterday before the show, I forgot that we even had a game on Friday. So I can't cook them as much as everyone else is.
I know. The only difference being is this guy makes millions to be in that chair.
To know that. Yeah.
Probably should know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, Jordan, this is what I'm saying. Just not quite what I'm saying because you're a Giants fan, but I'm a pretty petty dude, and I hope both these teams lose somehow. Yeah, exactly.
Jordan hopes for the tie.
Exactly. All right, here we go. Kansas City at LA, but really it's in Brazil, neutral field. If it's anything like we saw last year, there will be tons of discussion about, cleat spike lengths and all that good stuff. -3 for the Chiefs. Over is 46.5. -166 on the money line for Kansas City. +140 for the Chargers. What do you got, Joe?
So last year's Chiefs, a real trendy bet was to take whatever points the opposition is giving and take it because the Chiefs never cover. I think this year's Chiefs, with a healthy Pacheco, with a healthy Hollywood Brown, I think -3 is the play here. I think they can get it by a touchdown, assuming the field holds up, because I was watching Pat McAfee today and there was some footage on walking the practice field. Not great. It was not great. So I don't know what's going on in Sao Paulo, but it's gonna be an issue tonight. But I still think that they win by at least a touchdown today. I'm gonna be very interested to see how Josh Simmons does against a Harbaugh defense. I think everybody and their moms is gonna be watching who's gonna be rushing opposite him. I would assume it's Khalil Mack, get the veteran against the rookie and try to take advantage of that matchup. If he holds up, I think they do it by at least a touchdown.
Yeah, and to me, I gotta come clean on this one. So, in one of my fantasy leagues, because I'm a degenerate and I have like a million of them, I have Matthew Stafford and Justin Herbert as my quarterbacks, and I started. Or I guess I am starting. I could still switch if I wanted, but I'm starting Justin Herbert in favor of Matthew Stafford for the sheer fact that Stafford is playing the Houston defense. And my opinion is that is if not the best, one of the best defenses in the league. Now, Kansas City's defense, that's no slouch. I have Justin Herbert starting in my fantasy league tomorrow night. So I'm hoping for the best. If you watched the AFC West preview, you know that I don't have a high opinion of him. I think he has all the talent in the world. I think he has the potential to be great. I just don't think that he's there yet. And this Kansas City defense is very good on the road. Any superb breakthrough moments that Herbert has had has usually been in games that aren't overly important. and I don't want to say important, but like like big games, right? And this game tomorrow, it's a big game. Now, on the schedule, it's the first game. You lose, no big deal. Half the league loses week 1. But as far as Friday night, Brazil, there's one game on. It's a big game. And I don't trust Herbert in that spot. I think that Mahomes and the gang, they're seasoned, they're veterans. I think they'll be good. I'm not betting the total whatsoever because I just don't know what that field, what's that going to look like. It could be way over, it could be way under, who knows. But I am going to pick Kansas City -3. As far as props go, and I'm probably going to do this until I'm kind of proven otherwise. Just going to find it real quickly. I don't know what it is. I'm high, and I haven't heard too many people share this thought. I'm high on Travis Kelce this year. I think he's going to have a bounce back year. His total is over 47.5 at -114. Like, that doesn't seem that outrageous. Like, and I know that he has Worthy and like Hollywood Brown and like the other guys, but over 47.5 for Travis Kelce. I really like that number, and I'm taking that all day at -114.
Okay, I like it. I think as far as my prop pick, Will Dissly, I'm going to take the over on his catches. I think the receiving core has improved a little bit from last year. I think having a combination of McConkey, Allen, Quentin Johnson, I think it's going to provide a multitude of options in the slot and outside that Will Dissly's going to find a couple of spots where he can get a couple of catches in there, maybe 2 for 20, 3 for 30, in some third down situations. Maybe look at him in a red zone. I think he's able to get 2 catches tonight.
Yeah, that's a really good bet. Yeah, that's really good. Jordan, Kelce going to have a 1,000-yard season, somehow win it all, and have the wedding ceremony during the victory parade. You know what's funny, Jordan, is like, I'm high on everything Kelce. I think he's going to have a really good season. And I think Taylor Swift's playing the halftime show this year. I think that's happening. Now, I feel like the majority of the people who watch this show don't like or don't care about Taylor Swift. But you know what? I'm a fan. So I'll just, say whatever I want and leave it.
I became a Swiftie at 38 years old. So
dude,
that's the hard truth, man. I went on a deep dive on the new album, the last new album that came out. And I was
yeah.
Oh man, this is what I've been missing. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, dude. When 1989 came out, I would have been in my early 20s, like I don't know, 23, 24. Yeah, dude, that album came out. And I'm like walking around in my headphones and people think, whatever I'm listening to. No, like, joke's on you. I'm listening to Blank Space. You have no idea what I'm bumping right now. Just walking around with my, tattoos and my hat on backwards. And people think I'm listening to like screaming, and no, just Blank Space. Just
for sure. He's got like Metallica in there right there.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
AC/DC.
Exactly. All right. So you're just a refresher. We're each picking a 1:00 game and each picking a 4:00 game. So your first 1:00 game, what do you got?
I'm obviously going Giants Commanders. I think. Listen, I'm taking the over on my Giants winning their I think it's like 5.5, 6.5. I'm going over because I have confidence in my team. I think we're gonna have a crazy pass rush. Dexy hit his career high in sacks last year with 9. We've got Burns, we've got Thibodeau, we've got Abdul Carter. We're gonna have a package where all four of them is gonna be on the field at the same time on a third down. Yeah, have fun with that. Good luck, GG's. So in this Giants Commanders game, I got the Giants with the victory here. I just think that this would be a real cool way to start off the season is just suck the air out of Washington Stadium and just all that hoopla from last year. Listen, we've got a whole year of tape on Jaden Daniels, and guess what? They beat us by a combined like 6 points, one game by 1 and one game by 5, and we had quite possibly bottom 5 quarterback in the league, and we still came that close. So that tells me, with the improvement that we've made at the quarterback position, the fact that we have a guy that can get the ball to Malik Neighbors past 20 yards, I'm feeling frisky. So I'm taking the Giants. Am I going to take the money line, or am I going to take them plus just the points? No, I'm taking them outright money line because mama ain't raised no bit. So give me the Giants money line over the Commanders, and my prop bet for that game is Malik Neighbors, longest reception over 23.5 yards.
Oh yeah.
What's Russell Wilson's favorite thing to do?
Oh, dude.
Moonshot. So we're gonna get Lattimore, we're gonna get the rookie Trey Amos in a bad situation, and we're going yard.
Yeah, dude, all day long, man. Listen, I love the money line. I'll leave that to you. The money line is plus 220 for the Giants, minus 270 on the other side. Now, listen, man, the same thing. I'm taking the Eagles minus 8.5. Okay, call it a fan pick, call it whatever you want. I try to sound objective, but in my heart of hearts, who knows? I still don't think the Eagles should be favored minus 450. Like that. That's to me is outrageous for a divisional game. First game of the year. I feel the same way about this. Like, I know that the Commanders went to the conference championship last year. I know they had a good year last year. I don't see a world like, listen, man, you want to give me high 100s, minus 180, minus 190, fine. Minus 270? I don't know, man. That seems outrageous to me. I like the money line. I feel comfortable enough just playing the plus 5.5. It's minus 102, slightly below plus money. I like that enough. I don't have to go crazy with the plus 220. I love the bet.
Fair.
I'll leave that to you. I love the plus 5.5 though. I'm on that all day long. I normally, which we haven't spoken about this yet because the season just started, but I'm a big teaser guy. I love a good tease. Tease. And the Eagles minus 8.5. I like teasing 7 points personally. I know a lot of people do 6, whatever. I don't like teasing plus money, like plus numbers on the spread. I would rather tease a favorite down than tease a dog up. However, plus 5.5, like teasing that to plus 11.5, plus 12.5, that to me feels, I actually don't like how good that feels. Like that should be a red flag, but I love that move for a teaser. My prop for this game, because you told me your games beforehand, and I thought, hey, I'll take a little gander. Where was it here? I had it. I am going with a commander here. I like Jaden Daniels over 42.5 rushing yards, minus 114. And the reason for that, I just think he's going to be running for his life. Like, I just think that defensive front for the Giants is going to get to him so quickly that I just think the guy is going to be running a lot. And so to me, 42.5, that's a high total for a quarterback, but for a quarterback, but I'm here for
Valid.
it. Over 42.5 at minus 114. All right, my game for Sunday, and straight up, I'll tell you right now, I have zero props for this game. I just love the side that I'm on so much. And I feel like you and me are going to be on the same page with this. You took the under for the opponent of the team that I'm picking to win, the Pittsburgh Steelers, minus 2.5 in New York to take on the Jets. And I am all over this minus 2.5. Let me just pull this up. Minus 2.5 is minus 118. The money line minus 144, plus 122 for the Jets, plus 2.5 for the Jets is minus 104. I understand the question marks surrounding Pittsburgh this season. I understand it. I don't argue it. I get it. Mike Tomlin as a road favorite, I don't love. Historically, he is well below 500. However, I just can't get this out of my head that Justin Fields up against Mike Tomlin. Like, yes, you're up against the Pittsburgh defense, but I was going to say rookie. He's not a rookie. In my head, he's still very young, which he is. He just played for Mike Tomlin. He is in a prove it to me deal right now. He needs to have a good year, and he's taking on Mike Tomlin week 1 and that defense. It doesn't get that much. It doesn't get more like complicated than that. That's all that I need. It's Justin Fields against Mike Tomlin, that Pittsburgh defense. Yes, they're on the road. Again, don't love Tomlin as a road favorite typically, but that's all I need. I don't got no props. I don't got nothing. I love Pittsburgh minus 2.5 against the Jets.
Yeah, I could go with that. I can go with that very easily. I think. Listen, mentally they improved at the quarterback position. Athletically, huge downgrade at the quarterback position. But I just think with the amount of weapons that they have on the Steelers, especially at the tight end position. I mean, when you're lining up Pat Freiermuth and Jonnu Smith, Aaron loves the tight ends. So I think he's going to find them a lot if he can't, if he doesn't see what he likes on the outside with DK. I will say, as far as my prop pick, just because I know the kind of offense that the Jets are going to try to run, no pun intended, they're going to run a lot. And I think we're going to see a reemergence in Breece Hall. They have his over-under in yards at 45.5. I think that's disrespectful. I think Braylon Allen is going to get in there and he's going to mix in on some carries. But with the amount of times that they're going to run the football, there's no way he leaves this game with just 45.5 yards. I think he at least hits, even if his yards per carry isn't great, 20 for 60, 15 for 60, however he gets the 60 yards, I think he has at least that much, sprinkling in Braylon Allen on every other possession or on goal line possessions, but at least 45.5 for Breece Hall, for sure.
I'm looking for a bet. I can't find it, but I'm throwing this out, not necessarily for this game on Sunday, but just to keep in your mind throughout the season. One bet that did really, really well over the last couple seasons, and I'll just say this right now, I got this from another podcast. So if we listen to the same podcast and you hear me say this, hey, you stole that, I 100%.
I know where you got
did.
it.
Yeah, I 100% did steal it. I'm not trying to fool anybody. But Pittsburgh to lose the first half and to win the game, that hit a ton last year. So that I don't know if that necessarily plays well for Sunday, But I like that bet when it comes to Pittsburgh throughout the
Russell was a late starter. Like
yeah.
when he got in, his first game, they were getting smacked at the beginning, and then all of a sudden the moonshots were hitting, and they ended up winning the game. We were like,
Oh yeah.
that was his MO, was
I
to
want
start off slow and then he cooks in the second half.
I want to say in their wins, it was like 60 or 70% of their wins that hit or something like that. So maybe even higher. But yeah, I like that pick. All right, Joe. Game number 2 for you. The 4 o'clock slate. What do you got?
Yeah, I got the Lions and the Packers. Listen, I think the Lions are going to take a little bit of a step back this year. I think they had to make some huge replacements on the offensive line. You don't have Frank in the center position anymore. And I think that's going to be a huge loss because I think he's like the quarterback for that offensive line. And we just found out what the Packers did to their defensive line, bringing in Micah Parsons. So for me, that's definitely not a wash. Um, I think the Lions are going to be a little bit under siege. I think Penei Sewell is a great run block tackle. I think he's going to seal that edge, and Gibbs and Montgomery are going to put in some work, but at the same time in pass rushing situations, it's a little bit different. For the Packers now with having Parsons on that line. Now, how good is he going to be with that back injury? Listen, he's going with an epidural. He thinks he's going to be fine. I saw him doing the little on the tackle dummy, so he looked pretty strong to me. So I'm going to take him and his epidural and Jordan Love, and I'm going to take them to win outright money line against the Lions. I think for me, I think this is going to set the tone for their season. The first game, it's in Lambeau. It's going to be hot. They just picked up one of the best defensive players in the league. Uh, there's going to be a couple of Lambeau leaps. Hey, they might be a fumble recovery and doing a Lambeau leap. Who knows? I just think Goff is going to be a little bit under siege. And we saw a game last year. Listen, he can be good for 5 touchdowns one game, but we also saw him through for 5 interceptions one game last year. So he is not absolved from making a couple of mistakes in a game. And with a pass rush in front of him, he might be liable to throw you a couple. So give me the Packers money line, and if we're looking for a prop bet in this game, listen, I think they're gonna have a lot of speed on the outside. I think Jaden Reed is gonna operate in there. Matthew Golden is gonna be a couple of deep shots there. You got Romeo Dobbs, Watson still on the fence right now, so they don't have all the speed that they should have. But because of what they have in the wideout position, now having a deep threat, I think a couple of times just throw Jacobs out in a little flat, little slant route, little, third down situation when the Aiden Hutchinson's bearing down on you, hit him in the flat. I think he can get 3 catches. So give me Josh Jacobs over 2.5 catches. I think he can get it done when the defensive line for the Lions forgets that they have a running back that can also catch.
Yeah, I like this pick. I picked this as well in my own life. I will openly say, and I said this yesterday or 2 days ago when we did the North previews, that these are 2 teams that I'm having a hard time with because I like the Lions a lot. I getting 15 wins, like how much worse than that are they really going to be? Are we talking 4
Valid.
wins or like 4 more losses, 5 more losses than last year? That's a lot. That's a big difference, right?
Mhm.
But on the other hand, I need to see this team with no Ben Johnson. By all accounts, like this guy was the secret sauce as far as the offense goes. So I need to see this offense with no Ben Johnson. On the other hand, I really like the pieces. We talked about this the other day. I really like the Packers, but there's nothing on that team that I love. No pun intended. I like Love, and I like the pieces around him, but nothing pops off the page to me. Obviously, Josh Jacobs is a terrific back, so maybe that guy. But apart from that, I don't love. The defense, same thing. A lot of really good pieces. Don't like, but don't love. Now, I love Micah Parsons, But what are we going to see from that? You touched on it. Like, shame on me. I never heard of epidural except for like when my wife,
Yeah.
I don't know if she wants me saying this, but she turned it down twice. That
Let's
girl,
go.
no drugs at all. Just
She said, I got it.
natural, bro. It's insane. Watching a woman
Respect.
give birth is insane as it is, but with no drugs, just going at it's insane. But anyway, that's a whole other conversation. I didn't know that people just took epidurals. Like, I didn't know that was a thing. Like, no baby involved, just give me an epidural and we'll be fine. I had no idea. That doesn't sound great to me. So we'll see. But I like that pick. I'm right with you there on the Packers. You're taking the points, yeah, -2.5.
Yes.
All right. My pick for the 4:00 hour, 4:26. I am taking the Houston Texans in Los Angeles to take on the Rams. Rams are -3. Now, once again, this is not a very complicated pick for me. I like the Rams. I'm actually pretty high on the Rams this season. I still think Matthew Stafford can ball, and I think he's got some great weapons. I'm just really high on this Houston defense, man. Like, I really, really like this defense a lot. I historically, over the last couple of years, the Rams have started slow. Pretty much ever sees, like, and that just feels that way anyway. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but it just feels like they take a few weeks to get rolling. The biggest concern I have taking the Texans here is what Jared Verse is going to do to that O-line. I'm that concerns me. What version of CJ Stroud are we going to see week 1? Are we talking 2 years ago? Last year, somewhere in the middle, who knows, right? But I like the Texans +3, -110. I'm not getting too crazy about that. A lot of things concern me about this Texans offense. The running game is a massive question mark. CJ Stroud, what he's going to be, it's a question mark. I love Nico Collins, but no Tank Dell. That's a question mark. But I think this defense is good enough to win games like this. You know, Matthew Stafford has some new toys. Maybe it takes a couple weeks for them to get, kind of rolling. I like the Texans +3. +132 on the money line. I'm not saying no to that either. I'm definitely taking the Texans by Sunday. When I inevitably lose a couple 1 o'clock bets and I need to make some money, maybe I'll start betting irresponsibly on the +1.
Guilty. Gotta make it up.
+132. But I like that +3 for the Texans. Something for you with that game? Do you have anything on that?
I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go the other way.
eh?
I'm going to go -3 with the Rams. I think because of said new toys, I think that Derek Stingley and Kamari Lassiter are going to have a lot of work to do. I don't think CJGJ is 100%. He's going to go, but I think he's going to be at less than 100%. And I just love Kyron Williams. Kyron Williams won me a championship, a fantasy football championship. So I really trust him as far as running the football. I think they're going to try to control the clock. And because the Texans aren't going to be able to do that, because they don't have a number one that you can count on, because Chubb is still rocky. He's going to still be, he's coming off another injury yet again. So we don't know what speed he's going to be going in. I just think that the Rams are going to be able to control the clock, keep Houston off the field, take CJ Stroud out of the picture. And with, Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua on the outside, I think they're going to be able to cook. So give me the Rams. Was it -3? Give me the Rams -3. And my prop pick for this game would be Tyler Higbee. I'm going to take his over on receiving
Ooh.
yards for the same reason that I took the over on Jake Ferguson's yards. There's going to be two studded wide receivers on the outside. He's going to have space to operate in the middle. And I think he easily clears over 22.5 when he's got Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams on the field.
Yeah, those props I have no problem with whatsoever. All right. I gotta answer this question. All right. This
Absolutely.
is the
Go for
NFL show. It's the NFL show. However, my guy Brady, hailing all the way from Vancouver, BC is -7 tomorrow. The Lions are taking on the Red Blacks, Ottawa Red Blacks in Ottawa. Over under is 55.5. Thoughts? I wouldn't touch the total personally, Brady. I would stay away from the total. -7. Some books have it 6.5. I like the alternate line of -5.5. You're getting -5.5 at -128. So -128 to me is still good enough odds. Take a 1.5 less. I would take -1. I would take -5.5 over the -7. The Red Blacks haven't been that great, and that defense is gettable, but they're fighting for their playoff lives right now, as you are. BC is not home and cooled off by any means. I really like Nathan Rourke, one of the best quarterbacks, if not the best, in the league. So I would take that number down on the alternate line to -5.5, and I would stay away from the total. I also just want to tell you something, Joe. I don't know if you remember. I'm just going to pull this up here. But this guy, Brady, was roasting me and my Argonauts a couple weeks ago. You remember that?
I do remember that.
All right, let me just share some information with you. In the Western Division, 4th place, BC, 5 wins, 6 losses. All right. 3rd place in the Eastern Division, Toronto, 4 wins, 8 losses. 5-6 and 4-8. What are we talking about here?
Not wildly different.
They're the same, Brady. It's like the same, bro. It's the same. And we've played more games than you, so we'll see what happens. Although he is right, though. The Argos they're a roller coaster this year, to say the least. But I know it's an NFL show, but he's our guy. I love me some Brady, and I just wanted to give him that 5.5 is worth the money. Or worth.
It's fair.
It's like -128, man. That's not that big of a deal. All right. Moving on to the Sunday nighter, the Baltimore Ravens. This is crazy to me. Baltimore Ravens in Buffalo, -1.5 favored, -116 on the money line. Chicago, what the world? Oh, I'm looking at Chicago too. Buffalo, -102 on the money line, +1.5 is -115. I know this is not always a sure thing, but when I am looking at a +1.5 line, I'll just take the money line. This is how my mind works. I know it's not surefire. There's plenty of one-score game or like literally 1-point games throughout the course of a season. I don't understand this. And it's not even to disparage Baltimore. I think Baltimore's a really good team. Baltimore, Buffalo, Eagles, they're all top 3 Super Bowl favorites. Nothing bad against Baltimore, but where's the respect for Buffalo at home Sunday night? I don't quite understand it.
Listen, it's their turn, man. It's just their turn. I feel it. I told you, listen, you pick this as your team to go over the 11.5. I picked the other team. I picked the Ravens to go over their 11.5.
Yeah, you did.
And it's because of their improvements in the secondary. I think there's going to be less pressure on that pass rush because they have a set of 4 on the back end in that secondary that should be able to cook. And I'm very huge on Chucky P. Coach Pagano is going to coach that secondary up, and they're going to be ready to cook. And it's not like that Buffalo is going out there with like top fleet talent at the wide receiver position. They got a couple of solid pieces out there, but when they had Stephon Diggs, you could say, okay, that guy's the number one. When you have the collection of talent they have on the wideouts, it's not exactly. It's a bunch of number 2s and 3s combining together to be a solid unit. I think the strength of that team is always going to be the quarterback. I love Cook. I do love Ray Davis behind him. I think the combination of the 3 of them are going to try to keep Baltimore off the field. The only problem is the Ravens run the football, and they run it a little bit better than they do. So give me the Ravens. I'm going to take the Ravens minus the points. And to pick a prop pick here, very easy for me. Derrick Henry, anytime touchdown. I think you can get it at minus 150 on FanDuel. I think they're going to be in a position in the goal line, and they're not going to want to risk Jackson too many on the goal line. If you're like in between the 20s, like if you're from the 20-yard line to the 20-yard line, let Jackson cook there, and then maybe do some RPO type situations in the red zone. But I think if you got it like Derrick Henry inside the 20, you just hammer it home. Don't even question it. The guy's gonna get to the end zone.
Yeah, man, there's not much to argue with there. I do like the Bills in this spot. I do think this is, the odds reflected. This is a coin toss.
It's a pick 'em. It's a pick 'em.
Yeah, absolutely. I like Buffalo because I feel literally the same way you feel about Baltimore. I feel this about Buffalo, and it's really funny because I heard pretty much the same conversation on the radio today. I hear one guy who thinks it's Baltimore's year, one guy who thinks it's Buffalo's year. So I think this is a very common conversation. On FanDuel, and I'm not going to bother looking through all the different books because we all know that I use multiple books like a degenerate. But FanDuel doesn't have any Buffalo receiving props right now. I do like James Cook anytime touchdown. In the passing game, I always look in teams like Baltimore who have this quarterback who sometimes just runs around and like running out of the pocket and escaping pressure. I try to look for kind of out of the norm kind of top receiving picks. And Rashad Bateman, 36.5 minus 114. I really like that line. I think that's a pretty doable over. Rashad Bateman, 36.5 at minus 114. Okay. So that's all the games that we're picking. However, and I gotta look through this. If you're not prepared for this, because I didn't tell you about this just came to my head.
Okay.
If you are not quite prepared for this yet, that's okay. Oh man. Oh, it's not on here. All right, I'll just tell you. I don't know. I know that it's plus money, but I don't know. I don't know what the odds are exactly. But I found it today. I can't remember where I found it. I should have figured this out beforehand, but I did find it somewhere, and I did find it for plus money. Your guy, Jordan's guy, Andre, our good buddy Andre, his guy.
Oh.
Danny Dimes.
Oh.
Over half an interception.
Oh.
Is plus money. I found it, and I
Valid.
love it. And I can't
Valid.
remember when I found it, but I love it. And it's only Thursday, so these bets will come to all the books by the time. I was going to say by the time the puck drops. But by the time the ball's kicked off, that bet will be found. Is there any other bet as we were going through the slate, is there any other bet, any other game, anything else, one pick that we haven't mentioned that has caught your eye as far as this upcoming week?
You know what? Actually, while we're in this vein right now, I would look into Egbuka's numbers for Tampa Bay. He's going to be playing a very crucial role for Tampa Bay as their number 2 with Chris Godwin being out. Um I just Mayfield has this unwavering trust in his wideouts. Like he has this unwavering trust in any one of his guys to catch the ball. I don't know if it's more confident in himself in getting the ball in the right place to them, or, but I mean, think about it. They made the risk in taking on, giving that raise to Godwin even after the injury, just because of the continuity that he has with Mike Evans. And then they still took the Ohio State wide receiver, who presumably would be the number 3 once Godwin comes back and is healthy. Um, the guy can sling it. I think the guy can sling it. And I think he's going to have more games of like 300 yards than not. And I think he's going to be a beneficiary of it, especially early, since he's going to play the number 2 wideout. So take a look at his line as far as the over of the wide receiver yards, and I'd take a look at that. I'd take a look at that. You got to think about Atlanta's perennially not been a great pass defense. They've paid a lot of guys there, but they can get got because of the lack of a pass rush that they have. I don't know if that changes this year. We'll see what happens. But that back end, AJ Terrell's getting paid like $80 million. I don't really trust their cornerback too. I think he hit his number for sure.
Love it. Absolutely love it. I'm a big Baker guy. I can get behind that 100%. All right. Here's the segment. If you found me and this channel through Pucks Across Borders, then you know we do this at the end of every betting show, our best bets. Now, there's only 2 of us with Pucks Across Border. After we went from a 3-man crew down to a 2-man crew, we threw out 3 bets, but I think we'll keep it simple. We'll each pick one nice, simple parlay. No sense to get fancy with it. I feel like I know this. I don't have to ask this question. But Joe, out of the games that we picked today, or if there's another one you want to go off the board, what is your best bet for week 1 in the NFL?
Steelers -2.5. Aaron Rodgers is one of the pettiest people on the planet, and he might be downplaying the game like, oh, it's the Jets, it's week 1. Who cares? We've got to win every game on our schedule. Like he's trying to play it like it. But Aaron Rodgers is petty, and he wants to go in there and show them, hey, look at all these toys that I have over here. Look at this offensive line in front of me. Look what happens when you give me the stuff that I need and they don't break down. Let's go. Steelers 2.5. I wouldn't even second guess it.
Love it. That's hilarious because I thought for sure I was going to pick that one because I thought for sure you were going to go Giants. So remember what I just said about we'll only do 2 bets and not 3? Yeah, forget that. I changed my mind. So I'm going to pick it for you. I'm not picking the money line. I know you love the money line. I'm going to keep it with the spread.
I'm good with the plus 5.5. That's fine.
Plus 5.5 for the Giants, -102. And the other line, it's come down a lot in the last like 24 hours. I love the Arizona Cardinals -6.5 against the Saints. It's -104.
Oh,
a lot of points.
Easy.
It's on the road, but I really, really like that bet as well. That is plus 617. Giants plus 5.5, Steelers -2.5, and Cardinals -6.5. That's it. Awesome. Thank you, everybody, for watching. This is our first betting preview show. Just to remind everybody, this show moving forward, we will be here on Wednesdays, 6 p.m., talking the previous week and then teeing up our favorite bets for the week to come. We'll do the primetime games. We'll each pick a 1 o'clock and a 4 o'clock game. Keep it nice and simple. So to everybody who joined us today, thank you so much. Whether you're new, whether you've been here for the whole month and a half that we've been doing this, we really, really appreciate it. Shout out First Round Collectibles. Yes, Jordan, football is back. Absolutely. Yes, we made it, everybody. We made it. Shout out First Round Collectibles, promo code SPORTS10 for 10% off your order. That is regular priced and sales priced items, 10%. I'm telling you, FirstRoundCollectibles.com. My buddy Chris runs the shop over there, and they have some incredible sports cards. Not only is football back, sports cards are back, man. For some people, they never left, but for a while, it was kind of hiding in the weeds. I'm telling you, FirstRoundCollectibles.com. Do yourself a favor. Sports 10. They have anything from really cool, like $10, $20, $30 cards to like high end, like $400, $500, $600 cards. They have the whole gamut. So go there. Again, Sports 10 is the promo code for 10% off, and TotalApexSports.com. Every season is either coming up or full swing. Playoffs for one sport. Other sports are just starting. Whatever you need, go to TotalApexSports.com. They have a health website, betting website, fantasy, pop culture, whatever you're interested in. Gaming, tons of things. Everybody, so much for joining us. We will see you next week. Have a great rest of your week. Have a great weekend. We will see you next time.